How's everyone doing on this Monday morning? Have you got the case of the Mondays? If so, well, we've got something to help get your week going. A fresh round of hot topics. Oh, yes, and I've got a creative bunch on this morning's panel. Please welcome watercolorist Sarah Simon and cookbook author Ashley Rodriguez, and of course, executive producer Joseph. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Well, this is the first time you and I are meeting.
Yeah.
And then you've helped me color and create beautiful art.
Yeah, we painted together.
Yeah, I love when I can say that.
Both been on the show before, though. Fabulous guests, I will say.
Well, you're all a creative bunch, and so you know what, it takes a lot of creativity to do something like SNL. You know, dream job, except when SNL goes wrong for a local company. Did y'all see them make fun of Alaska Airlines over the weekend? Here's a clip.
As you may have heard, an Alaska Airlines flight had to make an emergency landing after a cabin door broke off.
Here at Alaska, safety is our #1 concern.
But you gotta admit, look pretty cool. Plane flying around, no door.
You know, everyone's screaming, cell phones whipping out into the sky. It was awesome.
That's why our new slogan is Alaska Airlines. You didn't die, and you got a cool story.
I am so torn because I love to support a local business who's had roots. Okay, this is just bad. Make it stop.
Yeah, I know. Like
I feel so bad for the PR folks right now.
Is it one of those things though that like if all press is good
any
press, maybe?
any press is good
know.
press.
Although I don't know if
I don't know if this qualifies.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to see the bright side.
I
saw it on TikTok and the comment section was like, no, it's not Alaska. It was Boeing, which, you know.
Well, another thing.
I know, right?
Another local.
Like,
also Seattle.
Better.
Also.
But I love Alaska. It was nice to see the comment section standing up for that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And you know, it's so hard because you know there was such a history of Boeing as well in Seattle and such a long storied history, and it's hard to see this for both of our big companies in any way. So.
It's tough. They're really going through it right now, though. They're canceling flights, even on flights that aren't MAX planes.
Somebody else got a flight canceled?
I had a flight canceled this week.
Us too.
Yeah,
You
did
too.
Us too.
But you know what? I still love Alaska. As soon as the FAA figures out what's going on, I'm still going back to Alaska.
Safety first, though.
Yeah, safety first.
And
Probably safest time to fly on
that's what I
Alaska
figured.
because the extra checks are all being made now.
There you go, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, and I can say this because I'm pretty confident Airbus is never going to be a sponsor on this program. Their planes suck. They're not comfortable.
Oh, okay.
They're literally like riding on a bus in the sky.
Well, Airbus.
Hot take. Yeah.
Sorry, it is
I
a
don't
hot
think
take.
I've been on an Airbus.
You'll know because it feels like a bus.
Oh, no.
Right.
But Boeing planes are a little more comfortable. I mean, the doors need to stay open.
The nice
I mean, I gotta
lighting.
say, good for SNL that
Good
it was
lighting.
really funny.
It was
Yes, it was
really
as much as we were all
funny.
like, oh no.
Yeah.
But
True that.
Yeah,
True
yeah.
that.
entertaining.
On to
for
another
sure.
hot topic.
This one is hot.
So later in the show, we're going to have Chef Ethan Stoll on, and I want to talk to him a little bit about the prices raising at restaurants overall, because we're starting to see this across the board. Instacart and DoorDash, they're hiking fees in Seattle right now because of a new wage law. So, I don't know. I've already been banned from ordering food online. Like, I'm not even allowed to do that anymore.
I opened my DoorDash app, and it hit me with a big message of like, everything's gonna be $4.99 more.
$4.99 more. Seattle regulatory response.
And listen, I am all for paying drivers more, but the problem is $5 is kind of a lot when you're ordering food, and that is maybe a barrier to me wanting to order. So now I'm just not ordering at all.
Yeah, I mean,
is that going to help or hurt them? I don't know.
I think it's going to hurt. I feel that everyone deserves a fair wage. I mean,
Of course,
I even
of course.
know somebody who has recently been laid off looking into driving for these companies. You deserve a fair wage.
Of course.
But it is hard right now with inflation. Everybody is feeling it, and, you know, I don't know.
We have
Not to
almost
be
the
too
highest
political, but
minimum
we gotta
wage.
find a better way. What?
We have almost the highest minimum wage in the country here. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
Which makes sense. It's very expensive.
to live here, yeah.
But I love having my groceries delivered.
Yeah.
It is,
It's a game
and I
changer.
still feel like I save time and I don't make as many splurge purchases when I'm doing it like this than where I'm at the store. So that's how I justify it sometimes.
Yep.
But this, you're right. Like this might be enough to like give a little bit of a pause and like force me to put on something other than my sweats and go out to the store.
I might actually have to get out of my house and go get my pad thai.
Right.
You know,
as opposed to having to deliver,
$5 pouring rain.
I know,
$5
I know.
pouring rain.
I mean, I'm usually only ordering McDonald's, so maybe this is good for my health. I don't know. We'll see.
No, that's right. You too.
I love McDonald's.
I know, I love it. All right. Well, hey, cheers to that. I want to talk about this. We've got some wine this morning, not just because we like to obligatorily drink on this show, But this is Josh wine. It's a Merlot, which is not my favorite, but
But it is my favorite.
but it is his.
That's
and
nice.
that's actually a pretty good Merlot.
Yeah, it's not too strong. Yeah.
This is from Josh Cellars.
Yes.
Out of California. It's actually specifically Hopland, California. I don't even know where that is, and I'm from California.
Heard of it.
For some reason, though, the reason this is trending is because people are talking about this on social media. It's called Josh O'Clock. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's a lot of live, laugh, Josh. People are really having fun with it
That's
online.
amazing.
How did this become? I mean, it's not a bad wine, but it's not like
People just, I think they like the name Josh. It's a funny name for a wine, I guess, apparently.
Josh.
Yeah, and there's
Josh
a lot of
likes it, too.
Joshes. I mean, I just bought a bottle of Josh wine at the store because we were going to our friend Josh and Brittany's house.
And
I was like, well, of course I'm going to buy Josh
Perfect,
wine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their marketing department must be so thrilled
Oh,
right now.
this
they
is
love
great
this.
for
They're
them, yeah.
like, yes. And if they're smart, they'll get up on this. By the way, do you know the maker of the wine is actually Joseph?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
imagine
Joseph
that.
Carr. His father was named Josh.
So it's dad wine and dad joke.
I know, and I have to say,
It's very
this,
dad themed.
Yeah.
this label, I always, when I'm at the store, think like Josh is a fancy wine.
But it's not terribly fancy.
Yeah.
How much did this cost
Yeah,
you to
what
bring
is
it in
the
today?
price?
$14?
Producer Susie picked it up for us. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
No,
producer
probably,
Susie.
I'm thinking it's under the $15 range, which is a great.
10 to 20, I think, usually is
10 to
kind of the
20,
range.
okay.
Yeah.
And the label looks kind of, bougie.
yeah,
nice.
I think so, yeah.
So you won't even know when you bring it to a party and someone says, "Oh, thank you for my Josh wine."
and there you go.
All right, let's move on to something that I am not raising my glass for. Poor Princess
Oh.
Kate. Her surgery news has ignited gossip, which actually I really don't like. And let me stand on my pedestal here. Everyone's like, she had a tummy tuck. She had a tuck. You don't know.
No.
She might have had diverticulitis for all you know.
Yeah.
And what is that
boundaries.
again?
And there's a reason why she's
This
not
is the-
sharing. She
Yeah.
doesn't want people to know.
It's none of our business.
Yeah.
It's abdominal surgeany, and you got to imagine this woman is under so much stress and pressure
yeah.
every day
Oh,
that I
yeah.
bet you it is something gut related.
I know.
Yeah.
And she fell in love with a prince, and now her life is
Public
all
fodder
up
for
for.
everyone.
I mean, that kind of stinks.
I-
We're of the
I mean-
generation, we could have fallen in love with, Prince
prince,
William.
yeah.
That was my younger self school actually.
Oh,
was
100%.
He was pretty cute when,
Yeah.
when I was in middle school. But
Yeah.
I say good for her for like she set a boundary.
Boundaries.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I
Let's
hope
respect
she's
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Probably
Right.
best doctors.
Okay,
Right?
because I have a colleague.
Oh, the speculation went rampant when we heard this news in
I
our
have a
office.
colleague who's a big fan of the Royals who
Yes.
was like, "Is Kate? Are they going to kill her off?"
Oh.
Well, my
we think
never
no.
even went there.
I didn't either, and then she said that, and now I'm terrified of
No.
poor Kate's, outcome.
Conspiracy theories.
No, no.
My aunt has them actually framed over the mantelpiece.
The
For
royal
ma-
family?
Yeah, for the majority of my life, I
wow.
thought they were maybe distant relatives or dear friends.
Oh.
So the option of marrying Prince William actually seemed accessible until I got a little
Wait,
older and
but
realized.
if you thought they were family,
well,
then
I thought maybe
Wait, that might not work.
second, Sarah.
I mean, but it's a prince. So,
Like second, third cousins.
aren't they
okay?
second and third cousins okay?
Like the prince
Well,
that was on
the
30
royal
Rock?
the Tudor family is definitely like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think his grandparents were definitely like long.
Wow, I learned something new about you
Yeah,
today, Sarah.
I know. Dreaming.
Love that
You
for
never
you.
know.
Well, our thoughts
that
and
for you.
prayers to Princess Kate and to the
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
I mean,
Quick
my gosh,
recovery.
it's got to be
and
scary. I hope.
hopefully everyone respects that boundary.
Yes.
Hopefully, and stop saying, "Oh, it was a tummy tuck." If it happens that it later is a tummy tuck, I will eat my words. But let's not
You know
assume
what? That's her
Props.
business.
Props for a tummy tuck, if that's what you need to do.
that too.
Right.
All right,
cares?
moving right along. So we have a watercolorist and cookbook author with us today.
Yes.
Do you see both of those mediums as kind of self-care? Actually, I know Joseph. That's
Cooking
a
for
huge
sure.
part
Yeah.
of him. His everyday ends with his cooking, and that's his therapy.
I love that.
It's true.
The
that.
watercolors you gave me, they have definitely helped me with my self-care and therapy.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad.
My daughter
Yeah.
too, yeah, very special.
Yeah, anytime you can have kind of that slow act, I think anytime, right?
Yeah.
It's the pausing, it's the putting the technology down, it's the reconnection. I find that if I change up, so if I'm using watercolor, I'll add maybe some crayons or some colored pencils. I'll kind of add a different medium with my watercolor because I watercolor for a living.
right.
So adding a new material or changing my location, those things kind of reignite it if you're doing it as a profession and a creative art.
Yeah, yeah. I think very, very similar. I think when you make your profession a creative act, it's important for me to have other creative hobbies or interests so that I can feel like I have some times where I'm just playing. I'm just making things for fun, and I don't have to take a picture of it, post it on social media, or just, that it has to produce something. So that fuels the creative energy that then I can put forth into my food. And yeah, there's definitely some days where I use it as sort of a meditative practice cooking. Yeah. And then there's some days where I'm like, I don't care that DoorDash cost me $5 extra. I want to order
I gotta
some
say,
food.
the last time she was on, she made tachos. This is like 5 years ago, and I still remember this. Tachos. It's like nacho tater tots.
Oh yeah, next time.
So good. I still
Yeah,
like
it goes
this.
well with
Why you hold now?
I
would go
mean,
well.
you have
All right.
bucatini. You have,
All right, well,
you have
we're
some.
going to have you stick around and see what you can come up with in our kitchen.
Yeah, there we go.
Ashley, Sarah, and Joseph will be back for another round of Hot Topics. It is almost lunchtime. Are y'all hungry?
Not for this.
I got
like,
this
what are you offering
beautiful frozen pizza. I'll hide the label because, all right, I took this from my home because my kids won't even eat this.
Because it's leftover.
It's leftover. But here's the deal. Earlier in the show, we were talking about food delivery prices going up. But yesterday I was trying to order a pizza, and I was like, why is pizza so expensive in Seattle? So then I do a Google search, and it turns out I'm not just crazy.
Nope.
A new report says that Seattle ranks as the 5th most expensive U.S. city for pizza. A 14-inch margarita pizza here costs $21.14 on average. What is going on?
And you feel like we don't even have really good pizza here anyways, right?
Is that,
I mean,
is that average? Like, what is that? I mean, I'm so curious because sometimes I understand it. Like in a nice restaurant, they're using good flour. I support that. I want, like, and everything. It just is more expensive
in Seattle.
But,
is it just the pizza?
What are we talking? Like, also.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think all
they compared margaritas across every city.
Right.
Okay.
So they kind of picked a mean. If you will, and then tried to compare it. But it is 5th most expensive, and I don't know why.
I believe it.
Because it is just dough and tomato sauce and cheese.
A little meat, a little veg.
I mean, is it because we're up here in the Pacific Northwest? We got to get stuff shipped here.
Further
I don't
to get up
know.
here, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not sure, but I don't know. I did say so. I had the argument because I wanted Pagliacci's, and my husband was like, "No, it's too expensive." And I'm like, "But the ingredients are really fresh." And he's like, "No, is it worth it?" And then he went with someone else, and you know what?
Was it Domino's?
I won't say.
We won't say.
I won't say. It was not bruschetta.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is a good pizza for a late
can
night.
make a living doing pizza cooking classes then.
Yeah, that's what they should be
We'll just all
doing.
make
I
them
have
at
a pizza.
home.
I have a pizza oven. And let me tell you, I tried using that once. It was not easy.
For you?
It's
Okay.
not easy.
Yikes.
All right.
All right, let's move on to Tina Fey.
Oh, boy.
She's criticizing millennials for feeling ownership over Mean Girls.
I feel attacked.
So the original movie is from 2004. Great film, fantastic film. I actually tried watching it with my daughter because I thought this will teach her about high school. And
Man.
This is the remake.
The new
My
movie.
daughter and I watched the old one last night as a way of preparing
How's your daughter?
for this. She's 13.
Okay, maybe a little early.
Did
at
she
10.
like it?
No, we did it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We did it at 10,
Yeah.
and there was a lot
So
of
you
begging.
agree with me?
Yeah, there's begging for about a year, and then her and her little friends, we did it, and then it happened like 20 times over the holidays because of the Jingle Bell Rock.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Yep. And
But I also feel like the Mean Girls thing starts in middle school, so it's good
Oh,
to,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I feel
exactly
like
Mean
it's
Girl
good to
thing starts,
prepare.
I feel like in junior high. I mean, in not junior high, that is middle school. In like before that, elementary. It's
yeah.
I just like that this argument, it feels like life imitating art, that Tina is like, this is like some Mean Girl energy coming out, but I'm kind of here for it. I think it's kind of fun.
Have you seen the new film, any of you?
I have.
No.
I saw it
Okay,
last
and
weekend.
so basically what I didn't understand until you explained it to me is that it's actually a musical.
Yes, it's the same story, just in a musical format.
And I was like, oh, well, enjoy that then.
Yeah, no, it was good. I liked it. But my hottest take was that what is Tina Fey doing? She looks exactly the same as she did 20 years ago. She like has not aged at all.
She needs to tell us what she's
I know.
doing.
I want some of what she's taken for that. So.
Can we bring her on and get some
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
takes
yeah.
from
Yes.
Tina?
Tina, please come on the
'Cause
show.
Tina,
What are
we
you
need your hot
doing?
takes.
Yeah, next week we'll book. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it for one. And I maybe my daughter will. I couldn't get her to watch it. I was like, oh, there are
interesting.
really good lessons in this movie, ladies. Sit down.
Just tell her that most kids her age aren't allowed to watch it, and she'll be so into it.
Okay, all right.
That's a
See,
good, that's
some
a good way.
parenting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gotta
very
know
much.
the angle. You got, you know.
All right. Well, speaking of being older and loving older things, I love Madonna.
I love
am
Madonna.
a huge Madonna fan, have been for years. But the girl's being sued now for starting a recent Brooklyn concert over 2 hours late.
That's late.
I got to be honest, that's a bit much.
I mean,
It is
8:30 is too late for me for a concert, but Ashley and I were chatting about it earlier, and it's like, it's kind of hard because it's like, we weren't at the concert. We don't know how hard it was to catch public transportation at the end of the night, which was the main, but like, do we gotta sue?
I know,
Yeah,
that seems a bit extreme.
I mean, I don't know,
but again, I don't
will
know
say-
the scenario.
I think we are sue happy a lot in the United States. I
Yeah.
agree with that. However, there has to be a point where it's like, I paid probably a good money for this.
Yep.
If I'm a huge Madonna fan, chances are I'm not in my early 20s. So I've got
Yeah,
kids,
sure.
I've got a career, I've got things I gotta do.
Yep.
When you keep me out 2 hours extra and then I gotta leave early so I didn't get my full money's worth, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to my kids and my nieces and nephews about this weekend, and they were like, "Who's Madonna?"
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no.
She's an icon.
Guys, I
She's the
took them to
creation.
school. Don't you worry.
Yes.
Good, I'm glad you did. You like a prayer them
I
right
did.
away.
And Madonna's coming here next
Absolutely.
month.
Oh.
And I absolutely have tickets, and I will not complain if she's late because it's on a Saturday.
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
Well,
Okay.
and it's Madonna.
And it's Madonna.
She's
I
an
mean,
icon.
she's fabulous.
Do you think she's gonna Vogue?
I hope she does.
Oh,
All right, everyone vote.
gosh,
Yeah.
I know.
Strike
I know. We
pose.
all know what this
All right.
means, but and the children do not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for voguing. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Oh,
Thank you for spending
absolutely.
time with us
So much
today.
fun.
And thank you for being here. You can check our website for more of our content. You can always send us an email and share your thoughts, but most important, get out there and enjoy your new day. We'll see you next time.